May 2008. Working at Norlake Manufacturing. Living in North Ridgeville. I think I'm still living there. Just living life. And reading a few more books than I did in the past few months. And the first one that I read in May of 2008 is The Fifth Witch by Graham Masterton. I have this book. It's a leisure book. It's in a pile right over there. But it's very close to the bottom of that pile, and I didn't feel like digging it out. It's a very precarious pile. So unless I'm going to read something in there, I'm not digging through it. But The Fifth Witch. It's Los Angeles. There's a group of criminals, and they're using witches to destroy their enemies, to engage in their crimes. We have Detective Dan Fisher, who realizes something bizarre is going on, but nobody will listen to him. Turns out his neighbor Annie is a witch, and she's a good one. She's going to help Dan figure out exactly what's going on and how to stop it. Some fun Graham Masterton crime horror. The Fifth Witch, Graham Masterton. Next up, we have Bloodstone by Nate Kenyon. I believe this was a leisure book. And let's see, we have Billy Smith, who hears voices in his head telling him to do horrible, horrible things. He ends up kidnapping a sex worker, taking her to White Falls in New England, where, evil is rising. Horrible things are happening to people. And is it going to be Billy Smith who's going to stop this evil? Who knows? Nate Kenyon, Bloodstone. All right, next up. I have a couple of books sitting right here. I think I'm just going to lump these two together. The third and fourth books that I read in May of 2008 were Running with the Devil, The Best of Hail Satan Volume 2 by Brian Keene, and The New Fear, The Best of Hail Satan Volume 3 by Brian Keene. And so let's just take a look at the back cover copy here. Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Overnight, Brian Keene has been transformed from an underground writer into the zombie guy. Now he's a successful mass-market novelist, a pop culture buzzword, the prince of the genre, and the toast of Tinseltown. Hollywood's on the line, his editor's online too, and God is leaving voicemail. Time to burn out or burn it all down. Collecting more of the best of Brian Keene's popular Hail Satan columns, including many never-before published essays, Running with the Devil is a cautionary tale of what happens when you achieve your goals. A funny, poignant, and deeply personal memoir on the perils and pitfalls of fame, fans, fortune, and other F words. Be it Hollywood or Washington, D.C., the publishing industry or organized religion, crazed fans or unscrupulous CEOs, Keene is more armed and dangerous than ever before. Running with the Devil. When all of your wishes are granted, many of your dreams will be destroyed. More of the same in Volume 3. And the red on black makes it impossible for me to read it under these conditions. So you're not going to get back cover copy for that one. But some good nonfiction from Brian Keene. And it's always a roller coaster for me when I read these things. I've mentioned it before. Sometimes I completely agree with him. Sometimes I completely disagree with him. Sometimes I think generally he's a good person. But occasionally I'm like, bit of an ass. But Running with the Devil, The Best of Hail Satan Volume 2, and The New Fear, The Best of Hail Satan Volume 3, both by Brian Keene. The penultimate book that I read in May of 2008 was Borrowed Flesh by Sephora Girion. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I've never known how to pronounce her name. This is about Vanessa, who is a witch. More witches this month, and she has discovered that the secret to immortality is the blood of virgins. She also does tarot card readings for people, and a bunch of the women that she does readings for come to her because their husbands are missing. It turns out there's another witch in town. Was not a fan of this book, which is going to lead to our question of the video. But, and I believe it's another leisure book, but Borrowed Flesh. Sephora Garion, however you say it. And the final book that I read in May of 2008 was Old Flames by Jack Ketchum. And this actually, another leisure book, actually contains two novellas. Old Flames, which is about Dora, who I believe gets dumped, and so she goes looking for her high school boyfriend, I believe it is, and she uses a group called Flame Finders. Since this was, we didn't have all of the resources of the internet for this sort of thing nowadays. So she uses Flame Finders to find her old boyfriend. He's married and has children, but that's not going to stop her. And then we have Right to Life, and Sarah is a pregnant woman who is kidnapped outside of a Planned Parenthood clinic, an abortion clinic. You know the type of place I'm talking about. She's kidnapped by a couple of Right to Life anti-abortionists who can't have a kid of their own, and so they're going to keep Sarah till her baby is born, so they can have their own baby. It's Jack Ketchum. It's good stuff, and pretty sure I actually didn't check. I'm pretty sure I don't have a copy of this at the moment, but I need to get one. That's everything I read in May of 2008. Slowly building back up to those months when I read quite a bit. There's a big one coming up. But the question for this video is, how many chances do you give to an author? I have given a lot of authors that didn't thrill me the first time I read them, given them second chances. And some of them ended up being authors I really enjoyed for a while in some cases. Dean Koontz, I've talked about this before. Hated the first book that I read by him, Shattered, I believe it was. It was a long time before I read another one, but I really, really liked the next book that I read by him, which was Watchers. Went back, reading his back catalog, enjoyed quite a bit of it. Reread Shattered, still didn't like it, and then just got to a point where I read 2 or 3 books in a row that were all new at the time that I read them. It seemed like he was just telling the same story over and over, and then I just gave up on Koontz. Christopher Moore, I read Practical Demon Keeping, didn't love it, and then I believe the next thing I read was Lamb, The Gospel According to Biff, Jesus' childhood friend. Thought that was absolutely fantastic. Started reading Christopher Moore, enjoying his stuff, reread Practical Demon Keeping, and did enjoy it the second time that I read it. But in the case of Miss Girion, however you pronounce it, I believe this is the 3rd book that I've talked about from her, all published by Leisure, and was not really a fan of any of them. I think I don't know, the stories didn't work for me. I think there was very poor editing. I seem to remember, and maybe it wasn't the editing, maybe it was just her writing, some of it being disjointed. I do know some of it was the editing or the typesetting or something. The books, there were things missing, words and sentences maybe. I seem to recall, but it has been quite some time. But I don't know if there's any more coming up from her. but just didn't work for me. And I gave her 3 chances, at least. So she's not an author that if she started pumping out book after book after book now, wouldn't. Well, see, I might, maybe she's grown as a writer. I might give her another chance. I don't know. But, Bentley Little. I see a Bentley Little book looking directly at me. Another author. Read, I believe it was Dispatch. Wasn't thrilled with it. Now, everything else I've been picking up stuff from him since The Bank came out. I've been digging everything that I've read from Bentley Little. Isn't a huge amount, but so generally speaking, yes, I will give authors a second chance. If I pick up something, don't love it, but I keep hearing great things about them because as I've mentioned many times, it could be mood or expectations, things that can affect one's reading experience. So I do like to give people another chance. Now, nowadays, with as many unread books as I have, I'm less likely to give second chances simply because I don't have the time to do it. Actually, there's another author who I read one of their books and loved it, tried reading their next book, did not enjoy it, didn't even finish it because I was not getting into it at all, but then picked up their next book after that because it sounded interesting, did not enjoy it, didn't finish it. So I think I'm done with that author. That's just the way it goes. But what about you? How many chances will you give an author if you pick up something, you read it, you don't like it, not necessarily hate it, like outright, this is the worst thing I've ever read in my life. Just it doesn't speak to you, doesn't really grab you. Will you give them another chance? Or is there too much out there for you to read? Let me know in the comments below. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe, all the usual YouTube stuff. If you'd care to follow me on other social media, I'll have links for my Instagram and Blue Sky in the description below. And that's all I have for you this week, so until next week, read more books.